we've spoke about employee handbooks and how they are an absolute necessity for an organization. And I think we can chat a little bit, further about like the whys. But when it comes to using a wizard tool, there are a couple of solutions out there where you can, pay a fee and it'll ask you a variety of questions, and voila, you have your handbook. And so while I think those are tempting, I've unfortunately been on the receiving end where we've worked with a client and I ask them, okay, well, where'd you get your handbook? And they'll say, well, we used this wizard tool. And, I've seen firsthand that it may say handbook on the cover, but the contents within are either not sufficient or they're just not accurate. So what good is it if your handbook isn't serving the purpose that it was designed and intended for?
Yeah. You've essentially just you bought a lemon, right? You think about the idea of using a wizard, but can a wizard really capture all of the ever-changing labor law? And you've got to ask yourself, if you're using a wizard, well, when is the last time the wizard's been updated? Because if it hasn't been updated, since the time of this recording of the show, will there be a AI policy, right, that you can incorporate and put into your handbook? So you've got to think about how you are creating your handbook. What tools are you using to make that happen? What assurances you can get from your handbook? And it's hard to imagine that there's a tool that exists today that can give you true peace of mind. Not only that complete, because I think you can you can check the box of a complete handbook, right? Maybe 50 policies. They're probably template or boilerplate, and you have a complete one. But is it compliant? Is it custom to your organization in the way that you want to build it? And then, quite frankly, is it compliant from the standpoint of it'll hold up in court? I'm sure you've seen horror stories and I have horror stories of people who, employers who present me documentation because they fired someone, it's unemployment time, they've got to justify why they made the separation, but they fired for a reason that's not in the handbook. And so there's a huge exposure of the handbook not doing what it's supposed to do, and that's protect the company and give employees rules of the road.